Today Baba says two things are important: the seed and the tree. And you have to realize the importance of the seed and the tree. And you have to hold in your awareness both of these. Now, by the seed, Baba means Baba. So, seed is Baba. And what is the tree? The tree is this whole journey of 5,000 years, and this whole tree where we understand the beginning, middle and end of the creation. And Baba says that you must keep in your awareness, hold in your awareness Baba, and also the three aspects of time. So Baba today says that can you not understand the seed and the tree? By your grasping the meaning of the seed, the whole tree will be visible in front of you. There are 4 ages and 4 clans in this. It does not take time to bring all of this into your intellect. You receive the kingdom of heaven within a second simply by staying in remembrance. So what Baba means is that you must stay in awareness of the whole tree, the whole 4 ages and 4 clans in the 5,000 years, and you must stay in awareness of Baba, the seed. Now you see, the simple law of awareness is when you remember someone, their quality becomes your quality. Yes. And how are you depleting yourself? By remembrance. If you look at it, all through the day, we are remembering depleted souls and their depleted attitudes and their depleted states are depleting us. Is it not? Yes. So somebody is so let's say there's a soul, and the soul, you call that soul your mother, your father, your spouse, your child, whatever, but that's a soul, and then that soul is depleted, and then weak souls perform bad actions, and then you remember those actions and you take them personally and it depletes you. Yes, that's what is happening. You are remembering them, and the very interesting thing about remembrance is an aspect of love. Remembrance is an aspect of your heart being connected to someone. And remembrance is not a technical thing. Sometimes people will ask, what is the technique of yoga? So Baba says it's not yoga, it is yad. It is remembrance. And remembrance is not a technique. Remembrance is an aspect of love. Yes. And who do you remember in the world? The one who your heart is attached to. That's it. You don't remember by remembering. You remember because your heart is attached to someone. And when your heart is attached to someone, then that attachment is with a weak soul, and then that weak soul has weak attitudes, weak behavior, all of those things, and then they are behaving out of their weakness, they are speaking because of their sanskars, but that whole conduct of theirs, it starts affecting you because your heart is connected to their heart. Yes, and I remember there was this one little girl who came. She was, I think, in the 11th standard or something. She was studying, and she told me that I'm suffering from a lot of anxiety. And I said, why? So she said, I mean, I really don't know why, but I can tell you some incidents which have affected me, which I'm conscious about, but maybe others which I'm not conscious about. So I said, yeah, tell me. So she said that, in the sixth grade, there was this teacher, and that teacher did not like me. And I was very good in English. So, we had English as a subject, and I was very good in that literature subject. And she gave me 45 in that. I got 45 marks in the exam. And I told my father that I want a rechecking. So I asked him, would you just help me get the paper rechecked, because that's something she did because she doesn't like me, but I don't deserve this kind of marks. And my father shouted badly at me, and he said that, A, you don't study, and next you blame the teacher. So next time study well, that would be better. And he just shouted and left. And I was not ached by that 45 or something, but she said, my father knows that that's my favorite subject, and ever since childhood I have paid a lot of attention. Even if I don't study anything else, I study literature. Like all day I am studying the books, I'm making notes. He knows that, and still he did not have that faith in me that, I'm not making an excuse here. And then she said that, whatever I did, I just felt like they don't have trust in me. So maybe I have to prove every time, or maybe I have to like always keep proving that, I'm trustworthy. And it has, I don't know how much of damage it has done, but now I always feel like if I say something, nobody will trust me. So I have to be ready with all the proofs and this and that. And it has become a personality trait with me, and I get very anxious about little things. So you see that now, if you ask the father, which we could, but we didn't for some reason. But if you ask the father didn't mean it like that, did he? So he was not thinking that, I don't trust my child or this or that. He just said it out of sanskar, or maybe, just the way he talks or whatever. But the thing is, when your heart is connected to a weak souls are not capable of performing accurate actions. Weak souls, they do not have the power to discern, they do not have the power to choose their words right, they do not have the power to behave in a certain manner. They don't have that power. So weak souls are like that. Weak souls perform bad actions. Their thoughts, words, actions, they stem from an impure place. And it's not about the intention. They may have very good intentions, but still that soul's capacity is so limited that they end up doing all of that. But the thing is, if your heart is connected to that one, then you will not be able to not be affected by their actions. Yes, and this is why Baba says, remember me. Now when Baba says remember me, so it's not like, you listen to Baba, remember me, and you remember Baba. No. So sometimes we very mechanically try to remember Baba. So I will say I'm a point, he's a point, and then I will try to just allow my thoughts to linger on him, and then those thoughts will drift away, and then I'll pull them back, and then again remember him, and then within 2 seconds again I'm thinking about lunch, and then again I'll bring my thoughts, then I'll be riding somewhere. So, this is how we think remembrance happens. But remembrance is not, what Baba is trying to say is not that kind of remembrance. Of course, you have to sit and practice, but when Baba says remembrance, Baba says forget the body and bodily relations and religions, and consider yourself to be a soul, and emerge that awareness that I am a soul, this is my Baba, and all my relationships are with Baba. So, when we are talking about remembrance, what it actually means is you first sit in the awareness that these bodily relations, bodily religions, they are not true. They are a transient aspect of this part of the drama. Yes, they are just co-actors on the stage. So, when you sit to practice, what is the way to practice? The way to practice is not just keep struggling, that my mind keeps straying, you keep pulling it, again it keeps straying, you keep pulling it. No. If you keep doing that, that will be too much of an effort. Of course, that will also be required. But the basic thing is, when you sit in silence, you think about yourself as a soul, that I'm a soul who has been around for 84 births, and I actually belong to the soul world, and I'm this tiny point of light, and all that I think is me and mine is not true, and I am just a being of light from that world of light, and this is my Baba, and this is my Baba, and my Baba loves me, and this is the one I have all relationships with, and my Baba is the ocean of peace and purity and love, and that in that communion I feel that I matter, I am loved, I am protected, I have clarity about what to do, what not to do. I have clarity about my past, present, future, everything. So, Baba says, when you remember the seed, the whole tree emerges in front of you. What does Baba mean by when you remember the seed, the whole tree emerges in front of you? Because when you forget your bodily religions and relations and your body, and you sit in the awareness that I am a soul, and you sit in remembrance of Baba, then you remember your home, you remember the past, the present, and the future, and everything. Because you see, Baba is Trikaldarshi. So, Baba is the one who knows all the three aspects of time, the three worlds. And when you sit in Baba's remembrance, automatically you will remember what Baba says. You will remember, when you connect your mind to the mind of God, when you connect your mind to Baba's mind, when you connect your buddhi to Baba's buddhi, then Baba's thoughts will become part of your thoughts. And what are Baba's thoughts? Baba is not looking at anything in the limited. Baba is looking at the whole truth. Yes, and the whole truth is very different from the limited truth. So you see that we are here in this dimension of the limited truth, and then Baba is in this dimension of the whole truth. And when you just unplug from here, go there, then your vision also is very broad. And you are also thinking about stuff which is very different from your usual thinking, and you are seeing the world and everything around you in a different perspective. So Baba says that when you remember the seed, the knowledge of the tree automatically emerges in you. And there is a lot of difference between knowing half truth, or a little truth, and the truth. And Baba is the ocean of truth. So when you really remember Baba, you are in awareness of the truth. So Baba's remembrance is your doorway to sitting in the consciousness of truth. So, Baba is the truth, God is truth. So, when you sit in Baba's remembrance, you are also in the dimension of truth. Just like, all around Baba there is peace, there is love, there is also truth. And the truth is that this is a whole big drama, and this has three worlds, the subtle region, the incorporeal region, and this corporeal world. And then in this corporeal world also there is this play of 5,000 years going on, and here we are at the end of one cycle. And when you look at the whole truth, then your perspective shifts, because truth is a very powerful weapon to shift perspective. Yes, so let me give you very simple examples. There was this one person, and there was this brother, and he told me that, Didi, once I was just there was this person who was talking very, very proudly about his daughter, and he was like very proud that she secured 60%, and she's doing well in class. And I was just thinking, what is so proud about a daughter securing 60%? And I had no respect about the fact that his daughter got 60%, and I could not relate to his happiness. And then he was just saying this story, and we were in a waiting lounge, and he was just sharing this story with someone else, and I was overhearing it. And I found it very strange that somebody is just applauding their children for getting a 60%. And I thought, these days this is a fad that just keep appreciating your child. So the child could actually get 90, but that child is underperforming. And I had all these ridiculous thoughts going on in my mind. But then he said that suddenly, there was this one person who knew him, and he hugged him, and he said, I'm very happy for you, because your daughter has been with this syndrome, Down syndrome, for so long, and you have managed to always give her the care and support that she needs. And now that she's also performing in some ways, you're very happy. And then he said, it is not even the performance that gives me happiness. I'm just busy that she's happy and she's engaged, and I like to see her happy. And most of the time, it's always this concern that she has to fend for herself later, so when we die and other stuff. So after that, he said, I had so much appreciation for the same thing. So just when you know a certain thing which you didn't know earlier, it shifts your whole perspective about that scenario. Now similarly, Baba says that if you look at the big picture, if you look at this whole big picture about where you are, and there was this one Kanya, she had come, and when she took the course, and she was told that this is our 84th birth, right? So then she was told that this is our 84th and final birth. Then she said, okay, so this is supposed to be the worst. So I said, yes, you could put it like that. So she said, okay, so if this is the worst, it's quite good. So I kept complaining that, it's very bad and I don't like it. But now that you're telling me this is the worst, for a worst, it is pretty good, I think. So it's not going to get worse than this. So I said, no, it's not getting worse than this. This is your worst. So she said, my worst is quite okay. So I've been a deity and all of that, and now this is the worst, it's quite okay. So, so I said, you see, suddenly all your complaints are vanishing, and then you see, when you understand that in your worst phase, you're not alone. So, this is the worst that can happen, and then you have the best with you in this worst. So you have the power of knowledge, you have Baba, you have Srimat, and you really know how to build your strength, you know how to finish your karmic accounts, and that is not ordinary. So, you have karmic accounts, but you have everything that you need to deal with them. You have strength at your disposal, you have understanding, you have Baba, you have Baba's remembrance. So everything is there. So if you look at the whole big picture, then the perspective about many things shift. And there was this one person who once asked me, how are you people so compassionate? So, he said that there's this magical quality of compassion in you people, and how are you so compassionate? So I said, because, for so many years, we've been listening to everybody's story. And, when you listen to the whole story, you feel, people are really nice, and they just have, issues, and they're going through them, and because of that they do what they do. And basically we know the spiritual truth about it, that nobody is bad by choice. So it's in the drama that 2500 years later vices come in, and when you become body conscious, you become vicious, you start performing bad actions, and then you are suffering because of them, and then you are reacting because of that. So when you look at the bigger picture, you have compassion for everybody, don't you? Because everybody is settling their 63 births of karmic accounts. It is not small. So everybody is. And when we look at souls who don't even have Baba with them, we are very compassionate, and then we want to at least give them the support that, know Baba, remember Baba, and deal with it better. So, you look at yourself and you see that, okay, I also have 63 births of karmic accounts, but then I have Baba, so it's so much better. And then you look at another soul who is struggling with the same thing, and then they don't even have Baba. And then they are just asking why this, why that. They don't understand the drama, they are not looking at the big picture, they don't even know what mistake they made, because they don't know the vices, they don't know vikarma. And now we understand everything, and we have Baba, so it makes us compassionate. And then in that compassion, that the only act of compassion is bringing them closer to Baba, because nothing in the world can take away their karmic settlement. So whatever we have done, we have to settle that on our own accord. But what you can do for them is bring them closer to Baba, so that they can understand it better and deal with it better. Yes, they understand it better, and they have the tools to build their strength and deal with it better. So when you look at the big picture makes you big hearted. And when you are very myopic and you're just looking at the here and now, then it makes you very judgmental. And even when you think about yourself, and you look at yourself, your whole journey of 84 births, and then you know that this is the worst that I can be, and then you feel very glad that my worst is pretty good, and now I have Baba also, and we are making it good. And then you understand knowledge, and you also understand that just by wishing away, the problems are not going away. If you just say, I don't like this, I don't like that. When somebody tells me, I don't like this, I said, who asked you whether you like something or not like something? Did anybody ask you? So nobody asked you. So why are you expressing your opinion that I like this, I don't like that? No, you will not be in a position of choice if you just keep saying, I don't like this, I don't like that. Nobody is asking you. First, deserve to be in that position of choice. So, beggars cannot be choosers. Right now, we are all beggars here, slaves of our own, desires and own sense organs and everything. In this situation, if we say, I like this, I don't like this, it doesn't make any sense. When somebody tells me, I don't like my family, I say, leave them. Then say, I can't leave them. So I say, when you can't leave them, then how dare you say, I don't like them? So you don't even understand. You are not in a position to like and not like. You don't have that privilege in the drama. You're just here. You have to deal with whatever you have. And you have the option to make it better tomorrow. But for that, you have to surrender yourself today. And just by wishing away, just by saying this is not good, that is not good, it's not going away. So, there was this one sister, she told me that I don't like my mother-in-law. So I said, you live in her house, leave the house. Leave the house, don't like your mother-in-law. There is no obligation to like your mother-in-law. And I said, anyways, why do you live with her if you don't like? So she said, my husband is the only son and now we have to live, we have to. So I said, you understand everything, then why do you torture yourself by telling yourself, I don't like her? So you know that, your circumstances are such that you don't have a choice. And when you don't have a choice, you don't go about telling people that I don't have a choice. You deal with it. When you are in a no choice situation, then you don't throw tantrums. You deal with it. So this is wisdom. And Baba says, now that you understand that I am in this no choice situation because of this whole drama and the way it has unfolded, now you have the choice to go to that world where everything will be in harmony and likable. Yes, but for that, you have to do something today. What is that something, So that's first something is always stay in awareness of the seed and the tree. Yes, always stay in awareness of the seed and the tree. And you can only stay in awareness of Baba and the whole drama if you unplug your awareness from this old world. So this is the first effort we make, that time and again just become aware that I live in this world, but I am not of this world. This is just a stage. I'm a temporary actor here, and my home, my reality is much broader than this. And my eternal relationship are with the ocean, are with the Almighty. And when you just think about yourself as a soul, and when you think about the fact that as a soul, all your relationships are with Baba, and in that remembrance, you fill yourself, and in the remembrance of the cycle, you gain perspective. So, Baba says, then you will function differently here. Then you will respond to everything differently here. Then you will perceive everything with compassion here. And that's one effort we have to make. Second effort, Baba says, is you have to know the vices and leave the vices and burn them in the power of yoga. So, the more you remember Baba, the more you will have the power to not behave under the influence of Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. So Baba says, know that you don't have to perform actions under the influence of vices, and pay attention to remembrance of Baba, so that you are in that elevated consciousness where you are able to deal with the pulls of Maya here. So that is the second effort. And third effort that Baba tells us is ensure yourself now. So you know that these days the people go for insurance, and there is this beautiful insurance tagline, Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi. So they say, we will serve you while you are alive, and we will serve you after you are dead. But are you served after you are dead? No. Baba says that insurance is for the family, the Lokik family. But here you have to insure yourself in such a manner that you reap the benefit of it for 21 births. And Baba says, I am the insurance magnate. And what is magnate? So the biggest authority in any business is called the magnate. And Baba says, I am the insurance magnate. And what you do is, Baba says, there you just insure with money, but Baba says here you insure everything. You insure your body, mind, wealth, everything. And Baba says that when you insure everything, that is, you just surrender everything to Baba. And surrendering means you spend every ounce of your energy, every second of your time, every thought, and every penny on Srimat. So according to Baba's directions. And Baba says, when you do this insurance, then I will give you the return for 21 births. And Baba says, this you will get, not your family. That insurance was for limited purposes. This is unlimited insurance. And then Baba says, be a philanthropist. What is the meaning of a philanthropist? Philanthropist is a lover of humanity. And Baba says people surrender some part of their income for philanthropic purposes. But Baba says, here you have to understand that my whole life is for the love of humanity. And when you follow Baba's directions and you serve everyone, every soul, according to Srimat, and you do Vishwa Kalyan and you do Seva, then Baba says this is being 100% philanthropic. So Baba says, these are my directions for you, and if you follow them, then you will be able to go to that world where everything will be sound and proper. And Baba today says safe and sound, you will be safe and sound all the time. So in Satyug there will be no disease, no sorrow, no untimely death, yes, no dirt, no emotional turmoil, nothing. But Baba says in order to go there, you have to do, in this one birth, you have to turn the tables. And again, when you look at the bigger picture, one birth is a very small thing. Yes, when you are in a limited consciousness, one birth looks like a very big thing. But when you remember the tree, when you remember the cycle, then you know that out of 5,000 years cycle, this one birth is a very small time. And in this one birth, if I belong to Baba, then that has repercussions for the next 21 births. So that's a very good deal if you look at it that way. So Baba says if you are in unlimited consciousness, then you understand the greatness of Baba's offer also. Because if you are in limited consciousness, you don't understand that what the offer that Baba is making is very great. And at that time you think, should we surrender a whole life and this and that? But when you look at the big picture, this is a very small part of the whole journey. And one life you surrender, 21 births you get. So that's a very good deal to have. Okay. Om Shanti.